Okay, my name's Gemma West. I'm 24, originally from Sydney, Australia. Moved to London in about August 2001, and I currently work at Her Majesty's Theatre where Phantom of the Opera is playing. London has productions that run for 16, 17 years. You know, Cats was here for 21. 3 months to 6 months is considered a long run for a musical in Australia because they don't attract the audiences, and it's not. And London is more accessible to other countries, like through Europe and America. Broadway's got the whole of America to, you know, sort of get people in. Whereas it's a long way to go if you want to go and see a show in Sydney. I think Australians are more driven than a lot of other nationalities. We, as a sort of whole, as a people, we sit down and we go, right, this is what we want to do. I'm a very strong dancer. I've been doing it since I think I was 6, something like that. So it's really like a sort of sixth sense. It's something I've always done. Ideally, in 5 years' time, I'd play the role of either Roxy Hart or Velma Kelly in Chicago. Failing that, I'll settle for Maureen in Rent. And most performers ask themselves why they want to be a performer and why they do this every single day of their life. I think it's just something that I've done ever since I was little, and I couldn't, certainly when I decided to do this professionally, I couldn't see myself at 80 in a wheelchair going, oh, I wonder what my life might have been like if I'd actually stepped off and the sort of normal academic path and done this. The weather sucks over here. I've just come through my first winter and it's a bit traumatic because it is such a bustling city. You've got, even just walking down the street, you've got to get your elbows out sometimes to get past people that are just drifting because of the nature of London and how expensive it is. And there are more jobs, but there's, by the same token, more people going for them. You do have to have survival instincts. You have to go and find the cheapest place to buy food, the cheapest place to buy clothes. All the survival techniques and sort of instincts do come out. Being an usher is definitely an act. Most people don't realise that everything that you do anyway is an act to one degree or another. When you're at work at the theatre, ushering people, you have to be happy, you have to be perky, no matter what you're feeling. You could have had the worst day of your life, and you still have to walk in there and have a big fat ass grin on your face. So definitely, you're acting, and people come up to you with problems, and you can appreciate their problems, and but you've got to go, oh, I'm really sorry, and you've got to basically put it on. Sometimes you really can't give a shit about it, but you have to appear to. So yeah, to a certain degree, you are acting.
You've got to know why you weren't picked, and yeah, okay, sometimes it's because you didn't know the choreographer or you didn't do it well, but sometimes it's because you're not good enough. I know that's a hard thing to take, but you've got to look at other people in class, other people on jobs, and go, right, okay, I can see why that person got picked, I can see why that person is getting the jobs, okay? So, these people I've picked today, look at them, see, right, what am I doing what they're not doing, yeah? Or what am I not doing?
feel as if all the hard work that you've put in is sort of paying off and that you're actually achieving something.
I got my job at Phantom just simply by sending out my CV to all the theatres in London, just sort of looking for work. And it was the first interview that I went to, and they offered me the job, and I said thank you very much because I needed the money, and started there. It was in September 2002. It starts off with Christine, who's this ballet girl, and she's picked up out of the chorus to take over when the diva just leaves. But she's also followed around and quite keenly watched by the Phantom, who sort of sees her as a figure of beauty, something she can never be. If I was to do Phantom, I'd want to be Christine. I can hit the top note. I can do Madame Giry, actually. Apparently I have quite a good thing. The hand at the level of your eyes. At work, basically, we have a meeting that starts at 6:30. We find out what level we're on, what we're doing for that night. If there's any notices that needs to be handed out, the managers will do that. And we get our programs and our floats, and we make sure that they're all on par with everything. And then we go off to our level, then we have the incoming, and we sort of welcome everybody to the theatre, and we sell programs, or we seat people, or we tear tickets, or whatever it is that we're doing. I know one of the other girls at the theatre had some latecomers, and they tried to push past her through the door to the stalls, and she actually had her arm across, and they nearly snapped her arm in half. But thankfully nothing like that's ever really happened to me. It's really funny, they can have the front of house people are sort of the front of house people, they're in one kind of section, the backstage crew are kind of in another section, and the cast in a whole section by itself. I would suppose if there was a hierarchy, I'd say that out of all the departments, the managers and the company managers and the heads of departments like the master carpenter and that sort of thing, they're further up the food chain than the front of house people, which would probably be, I'd probably say the front of house people are actually probably at the bottom of the food chain. Can't tell who's in the corner, can you? You'd never guess who's in theatre.
Is it frustrating to work at Phantom and watch performers every day, but not actually perform yourself?
Yes and no. It can be frustrating to sit there and watch a show every night and not actually be on the stage. Because I'm a choreographer as well, I can see somebody's out of line and I want to run down there and tell them to get back in line, but it's not my job and I can't do that. Definitely because I want to be up there. I don't want to be sitting at the back of the auditorium. I want to be up on the stage, and that's because that's what I do. But you accept that that's their life, and that's what what they're doing at the moment. I've just got to sort of sit there and continue to work on my training and my dance classes and my voice classes and all of that. And I will be up there. It's a matter of where, when, what show.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, I think that's...
Do I pass?